Hey guys, welcome back to Backyard Dynamics. We're on site over at Camber Caster.
Camber and Caster.
That's right.
There we go.
I know it. I know it.
Right.
Jesse invited us, and we have Team Ghosted. Yeah,
Thanks, ladies.
Let's introduce you. Starting from Nicole. Introduce yourself.
Nicole. Yeah.
All right.
Tatiana. Hello.
I am Paige.
Roz.
My name's Nina.
All right. And you guys are the sim racers for Caster Camber.
Yeah, this is our women's esports team that competes for us.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, Jesse? What does that mean?
About esports?
Just that quick. I know we talked about it on the previous
Yeah.
podcast, but to our viewers, just a quick overview real quick.
So there's casual sim racing, be like you guys come in and do some laps or just have some fun with your friends or whatever. Esports means they're competing against other professionals, semi-professionals, and amateurs. So right now we are participating in a series, women's only series called Screen to Speed for a group named Init Esports. We also have a men's team as well who's competing for the Team USA scouting event. So they're one of the groups scouting for Team USA esports for the Olympics coming up, I think, in the next few years.
Wow, that sounds like a big deal.
Yeah, that sounds pretty impressive.
Yeah, hopefully it is. Hopefully some of us can make that team, and then, obviously for the women here to be able to participate in women's only leagues is a big thing. I think they've had a couple years in a row where some of their the winners in that series have gone on to become professional GT3 drivers, raced in Porsche Carrera Cup. I think one of their have gone to, and then they also have like their dream team, esports team that competes in the bigger races like the endurance races. So when you see people like Max Verstappen, he's got his team Redline and they race on iRacing, it would be the same group that they have the potential to race in against professional drivers of that level.
Wow,
Nice.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
yeah.
And how long has Team Ghosted been around?
What was it, January?
End of January.
Yeah.
Wow. So, how'd you guys assemble? Like, how'd you guys just become a team? Who wants to take it?
There was a recruitment process. Someone slid in my DMs in the best way. From there, we got an ad and we got friends recruited and we formed the team from there. So
Nice.
grateful the ad worked out. We got what we needed and we're happy to have everybody, honestly.
So did you guys know each other before previously, or did you guys...
Some of us did.
Okay.
Some of us didn't.
Yeah, very
Okay.
new.
And then you guys just heard about the recruiting and...
They saw the ad.
I saw the ad, yes. It came up on my Instagram as, I think, a sponsored ad, and it. I hope you guys can show what the ad looks like. It's just like a picture of a woman in a race suit with a face cut out. It's like, are you the next big female
This
rider?
could be you.
This could
Really?
be you, yes. And I was like,
Nice.
really? Could it be me?
How come
And
I
then,
didn't get that on my Instagram feed?
You might have. You just,
Yeah.
didn't
You just
see
scrolled
it.
past it,
Yeah.
maybe.
I'll send it over to you so you can.
Yeah, we'll see it. Maybe we can get it up on the podcast. Maybe like right here.
It worked.
Right there.
Maybe.
It did its job.
Yeah, no. So I did a recruitment effort on Instagram because I wanted to create opportunity for women who are interested in motorsports or interested in car culture.
Yeah.
In Nina's case, neither. None of that stuff, and somehow she answered the ad, and she's turned into quite the car person, motorsport racer.
I am making a very good effort.
So I saw it as an opportunity to, give some exposure to an underlooked, underserved part of the community. Women's interest in motorsports has been growing over the past few years, but you don't see it. There's not a lot of representation. There's becoming more. This Saturday, this weekend, we are going to be streaming the entire 24 hours of Le Mans. And there's a Le Mans team that's running a Porsche 911 GT3 car. It's all women. So
Wow.
it's managed by women. The team principal is a woman. All drivers are women. And I believe they won or they podiumed a couple years ago. So really fast. I mean, faster than any of us here. They kick my ass on the track, and it's really incredible to see. And it's great to see more representation like that happening over the years. So I'm really honored to be able to have such an incredible group of people here representing us, but also representing women in motorsports.
Wow.
Cool. And then it's Roz, right?
Yes.
And we heard Nina, how she got into it. How'd you see it? Like, what made you decide to dive into this?
Well, I've always been really into cars. I just never had like people in my life who are really into cars, so it's hard
Oh,
for me to like learn more without having someone to like ask questions or to drive with or to
Yeah.
go to the track with, or it's a lot scarier to go into something when you don't have people in your network.
yeah.
Like I had a few friends, but they were like not very close in my network. Like I spent a lot of time in Seattle, so like I had some friends there that would go to Evergreen Speedway, and like I started learning more and more about cars, but it wasn't in my network. And like I saw the ad, and I am a car fan. I don't know a lot about cars, but I do try to learn a lot about cars. So it was something when I was like, okay, like I come from bike racing, so I know from managing teams that it doesn't hurt to reach out.
Yeah.
No.
Like, it's good to put yourself out there, and worst case, like, you don't get the opportunity.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I should just get out there and do it and, like, see what happens, or at least learn what this opportunity could be.
That's a great attitude
Yeah.
to go for it. So bike racing, like, was that road race biking,
Yeah,
motorcycle,
racing.
mountain
I did
bike?
bicycle racing, so I did track racing, cross country mountain bike racing, cyclocross, and road. I've been to like nationals a number of times. I'm
Nice.
going next
Wow.
weekend for a 4-day pro crit race weekend.
Yeah.
So like that's like another like 12 to 15 hours a week that I do.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool because not a lot of people, even though it's not motorsports, you do have racing experience, and
Yeah.
that experience is it's a big thing. You know,
There's a
you
lot of
don't have that
overlap.
yet, right?
I can see definitely the mentality too that comes with being immersed in like a racing environment.
Yeah.
It's something that I haven't really been exposed to very much, but I'm trying to learn and keep up with that aspect. But Roz, like when you hear her talk about cycling,
Yeah.
her bike rides, I feel like her passion for that race aspect really comes out.
Right.
Is the adrenaline rush the same?
It's like different. I don't know. For me, it's like I've been racing bicycles since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get jitters anymore. It's
You're
very
used to it.
controlled.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for me to freak out now because I've crashed. I've seen every explosion. I've broken bones. Like I've seen people get concussed. Like all that stuff. So I don't get nervous. You're not allowed to get nervous anymore. It's your job to race your bike.
Yeah. So I guess you go kind of numb to it.
Not numb to it, you're just used to it. Just
Yeah.
like how like I remember when I first started sim racing, it was like so overwhelming and so overstimulating. I would just spontaneously combust my car all the time. All the time. It's like, oh, we're just spontaneously combusting, because I would just get so overwhelmed, and I would in my brain I would be like turn, and I would just go straight because it was too much stuff going on to keep track of. But over time, you get used to how to drive and what to do, and things become more fluid and natural. So I would compare cycling to that as well, too. Like, it's just like, at first, it's so overwhelming, and the more you do it, the more you get used to the things, and then you can start doing more intentional things and actually get better.
Nice.
All right.
That was like a fun cross-pollination between the two.
Can you relate stuff between them?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like definitely like line choice, tires, dirt, like where you put yourself, where you position yourself, like spatial awareness. Just also staying calm in certain situations, like one of the things that I didn't realize would cross over is like it's very similar. Like I've done like mountain bike races where it's like we'll do course inspection and I can't finish the course, and like this happened. I went to like a big event.
Yeah.
Lifetime Grand Prix. My team covered me for going out to like California for it, and like we had like a team mechanic and stuff, and I couldn't like finish the course pre-ride, and then during the race I won by 6 minutes.
Wow.
Somehow. And it's just like, but that's something like even when you're racing, a lot of times your best lap times are like when you're in the race versus like when you're practicing on your own, because you get those like heightened skills and you're willing to push further.
It's that what is it? What do they call it? Hyper focus, right?
Yeah,
So,
it is adrenaline. It's a survival trait.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it was fun seeing like that stuff. It was really frustrating at first, I'm sure, like most people, because when you start, you're so overwhelmed, you're just frustrated. But if you stay with it, you can start like dialing it in and get better with it.
Nice.
That's cool. And then was Paige, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How'd you get into the sim racing?
glad that Jesse recruited me, honestly, being a motorsport fan for a long time now, a car enthusiast for a long time now. Back in the day, it was always my brother's passion. He loved F1. It was always him. I let him have it. But eventually I got hooked on it and haven't looked back since.
Nice.
So really happy to be here. It's really been honing my skills and applying crossover from go-karting days to autocrossing now and canyon cruising as much as I can. Literally
cool.
obsessed with adrenaline.
And what do you drive when you do your canyon cruising?
Right now I'm driving a VW Golf R.
Oh,
It's a stage 1 tune. I just got some aero on it. I had a long way to go.
yeah, nice. That sounds like a fun build.
Absolutely.
And then Tatiana.
Yes.
Yeah, how did you get into the sim racing?
Oh boy. Okay, so to make a long story short, I have Subarus and I love to rallycross those Subarus. Rallycross is a very entry-level dirt-based racing. But this was an opportunity that the lovely Paige shared with me. I didn't think it was real when I first heard about it. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Some dude is offering this to a bunch of girls. No way. What do you know? It's real. Hi, hello, we're here.
It's still a shot. Yeah.
And I wasn't going to do it without you either. If I'm going to say yes, you're saying yes with me. We're a package deal.
Yes.
Oh, so you guys are like real friends.
We're best friends.
You're not simulated friends, you're real friends.
Sim friends.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the real cars with real people with
Real
real
world,
friends.
what?
Yeah.
IRL? What's that?
What I'm starting to notice is that you guys are all different type of racing.
Yes.
We all
Right?
have a lot of different backgrounds.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What kind of Subarus? You mentioned your Subaru girl.
Oh. All right, so my rallycross car is a 1996 Subaru Legacy.
Okay.
Naturally aspirated. It's surprisingly fast in the dirt because dirt driving is not just about how much power or how much torque. It is really about how you drive the car and how the car is set up, because if you put too much power down, you slide out. So anyways, that's what I rallycross. And then I daily drive, my poor decision, but I love it, a 2002 Subaru Impreza WRX Bug-Eye.
Oh, nice. It's one of my favorite ones.
Really?
I feel like that's like the original STI, right? That's the first one that came.
Good old blue one.
Yeah.
OG in Japan, I think it was, or maybe the gen before, but we didn't get the STI until the Blob Eye.
Yeah.
Which makes me very sad. But I love my WRX.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know, the opportunity to drive different types of cars and different dynamics for sim racing is so different. As much as I love rallycross, I love my car. That's one platform, really one type of driving that I do. You jump in the sim, you can be anywhere, driving pretty much anything. It's kind of mind-boggling in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Nicole, not last but not least.
All right.
Yeah. How'd you get into the sim?
So I've been in motorsports for many, many years prior to this. I knew Tati. We had crewed together on a friend's Formula Drift team.
Oh. And who's this friend?
Her name is Zandara Kennedy, Z Drives on Instagram.
Oh, cool.
And so when I saw the flyer pop up, I happened to see that she was tagged, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on? What is this?" And
It
she's
worked.
Like, yeah, she's like, "Oh, you gotta come and check it out." So I was like, "All right."
Oh, that's cool. So you're friends with Paige too?
We met through this.
Yes.
Yes.
I had followed her on Instagram. I had no idea what she looks like.
The anonymous gram.
Cool. And then how'd you get into motorsports? I know before we started this podcast, it seems like you had like a whole resume.
Oh yeah, I've been doing automotive for a long time. I did about 10 years in aftermarket automotive, and then ended up getting burned out on cars, and so did normal, engineering stuff. That's my background, engineering. So worked in consumer devices now for a while. So.
And you mentioned SEMA.
Yes, I worked for SEMA for a while. I worked in the compliance center in Diamond Bar. I helped member companies get CARB EOs for aftermarket parts. So
Really?
Ooh.
yeah,
That sounds interesting.
yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Met a lot of people. Made a lot of connections. So it was really fun.
She's constantly telling us in meetings, "Oh, I know somebody in that industry. Oh, I know somebody there." She knows everybody.
Oh yeah.
She's the mayor. I like
She's the
meeting
mayor.
people.
Networking is great. Networking is great.
Yeah, especially the industry's so small. So
And SEMA's probably the network,
Mm-hmm.
right, of all car stuff.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So does that mean you guys are going to make it out to SEMA this year?
Hopefully.
Possibly. We had a booth last year, so we're not going to do a booth this year, but we should be able to get just normal passes going.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've
Cool.
been trying to make it for the last 3
Yeah,
years.
we keep talking about it and we just don't commit.
Don't do it.
Yeah. I've been to SEMA like 8 times.
Oh,
so.
then you're good.
Yeah, but I mean it's still fun every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a blast.
It was a lot of fun, but I think for us, since we're so motorsport focused, it wasn't as productive to our industry.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's more aftermarket stuff, more car culture stuff, which is great. I saw so
Yeah.
many amazing builds there, and we had our booth right in there at Main Hall, so we were right near Toyota. Got to see everything that was going on. It was incredible. It's so much walking. Oh my God, the Las Vegas Convention
Yeah.
Center is so huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been there since 2007. That was the last time I
remember
went.
the last time I went, but yeah, I got to go a lot. I went back to back for like years, and went to the parties and the whole thing, and it's fun. It's good times.
Yeah.
And I met everybody. Everybody that you see on TV, I got to actually shake their hand, get autographs, and talk to them.
awesome.
So it's kind of cool.
We saw Too Short once.
Nothing to do with cars.
Nothing to do, yeah. But yeah. So sim racing, we went across your guys' background. Like what's your normal day? Like, is there a race once a month, once a week? Like, what's the whole process for this sim racing?
Well, there's always races. So we all race on iRacing. And so there's official races all day, every day. Some, depending on the group you're running, could be every 15 minutes, every half hour, could be every 45 minutes. And then there's bigger races. There's different leagues. So what they're participating in is the Screen to Speed series, and that's I think it's like every 2 months. So
Wait, Screen to Speed?
Screen to Speed, and it's within it esports.
Okay.
So they're on their third race.
So you said it's quarterly in the year? You said
It's like
once every 3 months?
It's like every 2 or 3 months.
They
2 or
have
3
a
months?
schedule out. It seems like they have it every month, and then a couple of months are, with one in between.
Yeah,
Break
they're taking a
almost.
summer break.
Yes.
And then our next race is next week, actually. You can
Yeah.
stream it live on Twitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Saturday.
So how long's the race?
This one is 2 30-minute sessions, I believe.
Yeah.
2 30-minute
Ooh,
sessions.
that's long.
And do you ladies take a turn on each one, or
That'll be more for the endurance racing.
for the endurance?
We'll have to.
No, I meant as a. Do you guys do it from home, or do you come in?
We come in
Camber
here.
and
We
Caster.
use the setups that they have here. So
Okay.
we are set up side by side, competing against each other, and then also against everybody else.
Okay, so it's individual, and then is it also a team too?
E-
Team points?
Yeah, so a lot of times you'll see in endurance racing and then GT racing, if a team's big enough, they'll have 2 cars running. If you look at the IMSA series, they might run GTD, they might run GTD Pro. But we kind of treat it like a real team here. So we'll have spotters for each car, kind of have, team engineers and race engineers who kind of discuss strategy as we go out through the race. So if there's an incident, if there's a restart, if we know a tire degradation's been high, we can have to pit, or the last race we were doing Formula 1600s at Snetterton, and no one thought there was going to be a pit stop, and people were running out of gas, and the pit stop was like the last two or three laps. So suddenly it was like we had to figure out, okay, we're seeing we're running out of fuel. When do we send them in? So there's a lot of like last minute strategy there. So then we knew for the next race there would be at least one pit stop. So you can kind of strategize: are we going to do the middle of the race, or you can take opportunity when you have a gap between your cars. So we did a split strategy. We felt that the time lost in the pit we can kind of make up by having one of the cars drive a little bit more on a fuel safe strategy, so they didn't have to pit. It kind of evened out. There was no real advantage there, but we had 2 races that weekend, and we had P4 in each race, once for Nita and once for Paige.
Cool. And then how does a spotter work on a sim?
We basically kind of watch the race and see when there's other cars around, let them know when they can pass, give them a guidance, because obviously they can see the 3 screens, but they can't necessarily be behind them. There are digital spotters in there, and there's little radar.
And you guys are like mic'd up. Probably.
Well,
do you
we're in the
guys have
same
other
room.
screens?
If we were in different rooms, we mic'd up, but we're in the same room and kind of watching.
So physically, the spotter is just like standing behind them and then kind of watching the screens that they're not looking at.
Well, we can also have someone like in my office on my PC that's in there, log into like my racing account and just watch it as a spectator and just watch that car. So then they can have different camera angles. And stuff.
Really? So you can kind of like, was it Grand Theft Auto where you follow behind the car or something?
Yeah.
And kind of see around.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to paint a picture because I it's all new. It's all simulated and
It's just
it's
like
interesting.
real racing.
I mean, I'd love to chime in there too. So.
Go for it.
Sorry, last race
you're good.
spotters as well. I had a great spotter with me. He was telling me timing. He was helping me with fuel conserving. It's just great to have somebody in your ear and on your side for the things you can't see. That way you can focus on what you're doing, help have that spatial awareness and surrounding awareness just to make sure you're doing everything right and trying to get the best podium you can.
Yeah.
Because there's a
Best
lot
race you
going
can.
on.
It's a
right?
lot. There's a lot
I
of
know the
stimulus.
3
but
screens are
yeah,
pretty. There's numbers.
very immersive experience,
yeah.
which we love.
That's cool.
You say you treat it like a real race team, but we are a real race team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think a lot of people say like, "Oh, it's just a game," or so. Like the only difference is you're not in a real car with real physical danger, other than your fingers if they get mangled up in the in the wheel.
Oh yeah.
A little sore.
I would say that the emotions you feel are very real.
Very
real.
Yeah.
Driving a regular car.
It feels like a real car.
It does. It
mean,
does. Like
it's
the haptics
pretty-
that you receive, but also just like the adrenaline. It's like, oh, this
Yeah,
person's
the
on
rush.
here. Like I need to not go off of the course, or when you do, correcting and everything. Like that's
Yeah.
real emotion that.
And
you're-
it's physically demanding and exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not feeling the G-forces per se, but you're focused and honed in. And
Yeah.
it's long races. Our other race was what,
And your arms get
45
tired.
minutes?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
It is actually.
When we
gotta
tried
be
it last
strong.
time. and I was
So you know,
like,
you
oh
know.
man,
Yeah.
we were only on there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like wow. So
Yeah. So who here has done real racing? Like action track. So
oh wow.
you Tatiana did the rally racing and then Nicole did what kind of racing?
Time attack mostly.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I've had a 07 Subaru STI that I used to time attack race all the time. Buttonwillow, Chuckwalla, bunch of stuff like that. And then I built over COVID. I got a 98 Integra with the JDM front end.
Heck yeah.
nice.
I got it for $500.
Wait, the
What?
whole car?
Yeah.
Engine running?
Yeah, it had a,
Everything?
So it had a B18, just a B-Team B1 with a P72 GSR head on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I blew up the engine within a week. But
$500. I mean,
yeah.
Dude, $500?
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
Right?
oh,
Yeah.
Like it
You
had
can't
a
pass
JDM
that up.
front end. That front end is worth $500.
Oh yeah,
It's probably worth
especially
more than
now.
that.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, so that was like my COVID project was
So,
building that car.
and you still have it?
Oh yeah. It's,
Okay.
Well, I broke it again.
Yeah.
It's okay. I broke my car too.
They always break.
Race
Yeah.
car things.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you look at it wrong.
It breaks.
It's broken.
Yeah. Especially older cars. You know, it's not like all this new technology, this
Yeah.
fancy stuff like airbags and ABS.
No,
Our car. Our
it
okay.
has airbags. Not anymore.
Yeah.
You gotta get it.
Yeah.
Our cars are mostly broken.
Yeah.
Almost all year, and then a couple weeks out
Oh.
of the year you get to use
See,
it.
but
Espe-
that's why you have two cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have two
Two-car
cars. That's
solution.
why I have the.
Well, wait until you have 3 cars that are broken.
Oh no!
That's not a fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I need
Speaking
more
from
cars.
experience, are we?
Yeah. So yeah, well, we grew up 90s, early 2000s, and
Yeah.
that's what we got into. A lot of street racing,
JDM, drag,
JDM, yeah, drag racing,
Good
a
times.
little bit of track racing, and yeah,
floating.
the most I've had was 3 cars not working.
I got 5 cars.
Yeah. So
There,
it was fun.
there's a couple of them working, and a couple of them are not. So
Yeah. Mine switch off. One
Yeah.
will break and I'll fix it, and the other will break because they
Yeah.
just know. Yeah.
They know.
I got one that's always working, and that's the goal.
Reliable.
Yeah. Well,
That was one of them.
now with a career, you kind of have to have one working.
Yeah.
But you also get a daily for the daily for the daily.
Yeah,
exactly.
Daily.
A few months ago, I had 5 cars and 3 were down. I'm down to. I'm 5 cars still, 1 down.
There you go.
Progress.
That's good.
We love this.
Game better. And then you mentioned you spot for drifting. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Like, I didn't know drifters had spotters.
Yeah, so we sit up in the stands and just give the driver feedback. If, a lot of times cars dump oil on the track, we let them know if there's oil on the track.
Yeah.
Just, instantaneous feedback. I have a radio and a headset, and I'll talk to her down.
So it's almost like a NASCAR standing inside that tower.
Yeah, pretty much.
So are those tied into the driver's radios?
The driver has her own radio, and I talk to the crew. So the crew chief usually is there with her, getting her all set up. So I'll talk to him, and I'll talk to anyone that's working, because I'll take notes and record. So a big thing is, like, we want to take notes on car setup, wheel temp. So we'll take temps of the wheel when it's about to go out on the track. Also between runs, we'll take wheel temp, just to know.
That's interesting. I didn't know they focused on wheel temps and drifting.
Oh yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
huge.
that.
So Tati helps crew occasionally for us. So
Nice.
she's one of the ones that I talk to. I'm like, hey, you got to get me the wheel temp so I know what the car was doing, kind of thing.
And the pressures
So-
that they run.
On tires?
Yeah.
They run high pressures?
No, they
No.
run low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they run low pretty
Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
Though, if it's a fast track, we run high. If the car's a little underpowered.
What's low and high?
So we're anywhere 20 to 45.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all over the place depending on, and a lot of the tracks we have, there's temperature swings. So like midday, it's hot,
yeah.
and like you can run. It's sticky. The tire will
Yeah.
stick no matter what. Later in the day, it's so cold, so we're trying to like get any traction.
Tires get harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're dumping pressure, trying 20
Wow.
psi, 18 psi, just trying to get
At 20, 18, they don't debead, right?
They do.
They do?
Yeah. It's like so sophisticated now. Back in the 90s, drift wasn't a big thing. There was what was that NASCAR track? Was it Irwindale?
Irwindale.
The one in
Yeah.
Riverside. But when it was open, they used to host some of the drift drift events. And I would go over there. They didn't have no spotters. It was just people drifting around, running what you bring. And now with it being so competitive, and I didn't even know they had spotters. That's I know about like the tires, tire temp, and stuff like that. But
Well,
that's actually pretty
drifting's
cool.
Huge now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's big. I watch videos on YouTube, and it's like, wow, it's some big events
Yeah.
all over the country.
At real FD races, there's like a whole tower where the spotters go and sit.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
You got to experience that yet?
No.
Not yet.
But where would those are special tracks, right? Like the big
Yeah,
NASCAR
those
tracks.
are prepped. No, FD goes all over. Like they did FD at what was it, Long Beach?
Long Beach, yeah.
Yeah, which
Oh, yeah.
that's a racetrack, but
Yeah.
like a street track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a built-up racetrack.
Yeah.
That's
So
fun.
who was it you spot for? What was the driver's name?
Zandara Kennedy, Z Drives on Instagram.
Okay, cool. And then were you part of that too, Tatiana?
Yeah, a little bit. Not as much as Nicole over here, but I have helped see out a little bit. The first time I helped was absolutely overwhelming, and I felt completely ignorant. But the time after that, I started to get the hang of things and actually feel a little helpful. So it's another case of like, just kind of jump into the water, try something new that sounds interesting, and don't give up, even if initially it's absolutely terrifying and you feel like you're completely lost.
Yeah. Wow, cool. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a fun time too.
Yeah.
Nicole, you said you wanted to mention that you're addicted to cars. You said, that's what you told me. You said, hey, I'm addicted to cars, bring it up.
Well, everyone here always, teases me because I always have a new car. Always.
And she's showing us too cars that she's thinking about buying. As
Oh,
well.
Always.
Were you the one
Always.
I overheard someone talking about buying cars, and
Yeah.
was that you?
Oh yeah, I buy cars all the time.
Oh man, I wish I could.
Yeah, I mean, our house is like perfect. I have like 20 cars spots and a 3-car garage, so it's like, why not?
I wish I had the space. I'm trying to make space, but my wife, she's not having it. But yeah, I mean, I have a couple cars. Robert has a couple cars, and I still want more.
It's
Yeah.
super addicting.
It's addictive.
I'm always on Marketplace, saying like, "Oh, that's a good deal." I shoot it out to my buddies, like, "Hey, you should get this one. It's a good deal." And they're like, "I'm not buying a car. I don't need another car."
Yeah, so my friend owns a little dealership, and he lets me buy cars through his auction license.
Oh, nice.
So like, he'll send me things, and I'm like, dude, why are you sending me this? Like, now I need it.
Yeah.
Like, this is how I ended up with a pink C6 Corvette.
So
It went through auction, and I got it for nothing.
wow. So can you get stuff out of state?
Oh, yeah.
So can you get stuff out of the country?
What? Probably.
But-
I would.
Wow,
Yeah.
I know.
Well, with
Do not. Now I'm gonna look. You should not have asked. That.
have you heard about the Canadian Prime Minister wants to get rid of every single car off the streets pre-2000? Have you heard? Have you guys heard about that?
No.
Yeah. I don't think it
I don't think
passed.
it'll go through.
I don't think it
won't go
passed.
through.
But if it does, there's a lot of cars that get imported into Canada that doesn't get imported to the U.S.
Well, Canada gets the JDM cars before we do.
Yeah, they might be selling some
They have
diesel
a lot
Land
of
Cruisers.
them.
I don't know. That sounds kind of like fun.
Tempting.
Yeah, especially all the videos I've been sending you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious. Maybe that might be.
Now
Maybe
I'm
that
gonna
might be a
look.
plug. I don't know.
Yeah.
Canada has some really cool European cars too. That's
They
Yeah.
do.
I'm really into Euro cars. So
Yeah. I like Euro cars. They're just hard to get out here.
they are. I mean, a BMW 850 CSI from
Oh,
Canada.
man.
Don't tempt me with
European cars, they look nice, but I'm kind of my own mechanic because I'm poor. I can't afford people to work on my stuff.
They're
Yeah,
not.
expensive.
Kind of
They're
like,
not
I don't
that
know.
bad.
Maybe an older BMW for me. I don't know about the new ones.
Well, nowadays with the YouTube, it's like you can
Yeah.
Chris
figure
figure
it out.
But then again, I don't know. I'm a 90s and
Yeah.
80 car guy.
There's all the electronics in the new cars. It
That's
scares me.
that's what I
Like,
know.
like
Yeah.
mechanical.
You literally have to have a computer
Yeah.
to find
do
out what's
anything.
wrong with your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
It is.
it's even Americans too. The only difference
Yeah.
between an American car and European car is it works.
Oh my god.
And it's getting worse, right? Like the new Porsche GT3s. They
Yeah.
can tell you if they accelerated too much one day.
Yeah, that's why I'll never buy one.
What?
That
Oh.
reason why.
I don't want to know my old record or.
Oh, that's so you can know what to beat.
PRs.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what does everyone drive? What's your daily?
that's a good question.
Where are we starting?
Let's start from Nicole and work our way this way.
What is the daily? What is it this
That,
week?
that C6, the pink
What
C6.
day?
Yeah,
What day?
that's
Depends
pretty
on the
much
day.
what it is. I drive the vet once a week or so. I like to drive. I have a long commute, about an hour each way.
Where at? Are you out of San Diego?
Well, I live here in Oceanside, and
Okay.
I work all the way down by the Mission Bay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I gotta drive.
Yeah.
The vet I like to drive once a week. One of my coworkers has a red C8, so I was like to try to park next to
Oh, yeah.
you know, gotta
But
represent
that was a
the park.
custom color, obviously, right?
Yeah, so I found I bought it at auction, found the girl, like the old registration or something was like stuck under the seat. And I was
cool.
like, okay, I'm going to look on Instagram. Found the girl. That
Oh, wow.
It little white girl, I think Air Force veteran, super nice. I like talked to her. She's like, oh yeah, I'll tell you everything about the car. Here, let's have a call with my husband.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we had like a call for like an hour. Her husband painted it himself.
Oh,
It was
Nice.
spectacular.
Wow.
He works in automotive, I
So
think.
he's a car
Yeah.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I was gonna ask if it was an Avon car
No, it was.
or was it Mary Kay or something.
Mary
Which was the one
Kay.
with the pink ones? The
Mary
ones that.
Kay
Mary
was the one
Kay.
that had the pink ones, yeah.
Oh.
That's a different shade of pink.
It's like Cadillacs, right?
Yeah, it's mostly
Yeah.
Cadillacs.
That's the Cadillac.
I guess they would like raffle it off to whoever sold the most. that
Yeah,
year or something like that.
something like that. I don't know. I
And
never
then
sold.
there's a pink Blackwing out there for top Mary Kay.
Really?
Oh, really?
Is there?
Wow, I never heard that. I'm gonna start selling. So when you don't drive the C6, what are you driving?
So I recently bought Kermit.
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 Is it? Let me guess. It's green.
He is
A green hatchback. Let me guess.
bright green Mazda 2.
I was gonna guess.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. I ruined it. I'm sorry.
That was a Mazda 2, bright green.
Pretty good.
No
Thank you.
Thomas over here.
It's stick. It gets like 34 mpg.
Oh, dude, you can't beat that.
Right? And like it's a little go-kart. It's like fun to drive
Yeah.
around.
Nice.
Kermit's my other one.
Those are turbo, right?
No, it's NA. It's essentially
Oh, okay.
it's a Ford Fiesta.
Oh,
Same
okay.
car.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's fun. I would love a Fiesta ST now after driving Kermit for a while.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe now I need an ST. But I already have a fun car. I shouldn't buy a
You should just buy it anyways. Life is short.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Pokemon, you gotta catch
You
them
gotta
all.
stop. You're bad for Nicole. You're very bad
Instigating.
for Nicole.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get to your side in a little bit. We'll get to your side.
20.
Bikes. How many
You have
bikes?
20 cars in your house?
No, I have.
now.
Or you have space for 20 cars?
Yeah, I have space
So
for
you
20
see,
cars.
you have space for it.
There's
Yeah.
room.
You get one.
Yeah, and I know I need one now.
There you go. We're gonna have to start looking up on Marketplace and offer up. We're gonna find her one.
Key.
So Tatiana, what do you drive every day?
Ooh, all right.
Let me guess, the Subaru. The guy.
Oh, good guess.
Yeah.
Subaru.
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 Okay, so the O2 WRX has, what are we at, like 268,000 miles.
Wow.
Really?
It is allegedly still on the original engine and transmission. I've had it since like 170,000 miles and haven't replaced it. And that is what I choose to daily.
That's pretty good.
That's
I didn't know
pretty
Subarus
high. Usually they're like
go high
they go
miles.
like right before
Well,
100.
That's the kicker, is that although my rally car is a manual, the WRX is an automatic.
Yeah.
So I swear I feel like it's saved the engine's life, because in its past it wasn't like hitting rev limiter by an old owner.
Yeah.
Just,
That makes sense. No
Heard
oil
the-
leaks.
Stop it!
Knock on wood. Knock on wood, please.
No, it smells like oil. It's okay.
I mean, that's what they're known for.
Yeah, exactly.
The boxer
It's just
motors.
an old Subaru. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's the cologne it comes with.
Yeah.
There you go.
If it leaks oil, it has oil.
There we
Yeah.
go. Thank you.
It's all right. All my old cars didn't have catalytic converters, O2 sensors. So they always smelled like gas.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but they were always boosting. So
My cars are almost all of them are turbo, so
Yeah.
they all smell
Yeah.
like oil, so burning oil and
yeah, that's normal.
all that good stuff. Yeah.
Cool. And then Paige.
My 2019 VW Golf R.
Heck yeah.
Oh.
Loving the all-wheel drive. It is a Mark 7.5. The new Mark 8 is a little bit different styling. It's growing on me, but the 7.5 is peak
Well,
perfection.
why is it different? Like there's a 7.5. That's what you're telling me?
Yes, that's a facelift essentially.
Oh, okay.
It has a little bit more power, is my vague understanding. I'm still learning the differences. I had a Mark 7 previously, so learning more about this.
Oh,
Those are hard to find though, right?
They are a little more rare. There's a few scattered throughout. There's they even had the Spectrum Color series, which is special color, costs more, of course. It's
Okay.
a whole rainbow series. The photos are gorgeous. And in the VW community, there's a whole meet called Wookiees in the Woods over at Pikes Peak.
I think I heard of that.
Yeah, it's a huge gathering of
But
just.
at Pikes Peak in Colorado?
I
Nice.
think that's where it is. I hope
I
I'm
mean,
right
that's
there.
where Pikes Peak is.
Yeah, but
If we're talking about the same one, I don't think
if,
I
if
think
it's
there's
the
only
same
one.
Yeah.
one. But
Yeah.
it's a huge gathering of just VWs. Every possible.
Are you aiming to go?
Oh, I wish one day. One day, I hope to. I have a lot of friends that have been, and just the photos look incredible.
Is that what you autocross?
Yes,
Nice. And how does that do?
amazing.
Is it-
Better than expected? I get a lot of people who are like, "That's performing better than I assumed," and it's unfortunate that it's assumed incorrectly. But,
So you drive it down there, you autocross it, and drive it home and drive it to work.
yep.
Oh my god.
Nice. That's.
I've also tracked
That's
it, so I'll
impressive.
drive it to track day, drive track all day, and drive it home.
Do you take extra wheels and tires with you?
I'm not able to afford that yet.
Dude, so that's crazy. So you just go out there in the same tire, everything, do your thing, and you're like, I'm out of here, just go home.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's part of the fun. I mean, Nina came to track day with me.
Yeah.
I did. I
We
got
will-
to drive the.
She drove the
Golf.
car home for me.
Those things have really grown on me. I have seen them on the street now. A friend got one recently, a GTI, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect because it's practical in terms of driving it every day. I can stuff things in the back of it, but it also is really freaking fun to drive.
Yeah.
It's a fun little experience.
I stand by it. Matt Farah did a great video on you never need anything more than a hatchback GTI.
Yeah.
Great video.
Is the R the one they compared like the 0 to 60 times to the Skyline, and they said weight? They did like a comparison where weight ratio and all that stuff. And
Potentially,
it was like
it is the
lining
all-wheel
up.
the all-wheel drive version. So
Yeah.
it's the top of the line VW Golf
Yeah.
hatchback at this point. I'm not sure on that video per
I
se.
was watching something where they compared it to a Skyline.
Okay.
And they went from weight to power to
Mm-hmm.
0 to 60 times, and it was like they were right.
Right neck and neck.
Neck-
Yeah,
yeah,
it
really.
gets compared to a Subaru a lot, WRX STI. It gets compared to like a Ford Focus RS versus an ST would be the GTI, the front wheel drive version.
Well, that's Volkswagen's fastest car, right?
Yes, please.
So you have the all-wheel drive model?
The all-wheel drive, yeah. Golf, again, Golf R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, what did Alex have back in the day?
GTI.
The GTI?
Yeah.
He has
just
good
He had the VR6,
no, regular one.
the regular one. Was it like a 1990 or something?
It was the second gen.
Second gen.
Yeah.
Mark II?
Mark.
No, second.
It was a GTI.
I don't know. It was super clean.
Regardless, yeah. You
It
said
was-
It
VR6,
was
you know.
super nice. So
I think it was the year before VR6.
and then he
right?
did like the whole Euro front end. One of our buddies. He was really into European cars. And,
I'm right there with him. Hi.
His was so nice. I mean, it's super clean and
Love to see it.
Recaro interior, and he had it all dialed in.
Yeah.
But
My old car was a full stage 1 build. So I just put on a new exhaust. It was amazing.
nice.
So what made it a stage 1?
So tune, intake, and then I also had lowering springs, spoiler extension, driver mod, exhaust. Just it was a full build.
And then you said your current one's a stage 2.
Stage 1.
Oh, it's still
Also.
stage 1 also?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not there yet. Again, baller on a budget.
Would stage 2 put you in a different category to race?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
So at autocross that I'm currently doing, I am in the prep class, which is just the intake and tune puts me in that class. If I did go higher power, I would need a bigger turbo or a downpipe for stage 2,
Yeah.
Okay.
which would be a different class.
So
And you're boosting higher, obviously, right?
Yes.
so you're lower too? You got suspension on it?
Not on the new one yet.
Not on the new one. So you're
I-
running the factory suspension still?
Yes, factory suspension still.
Okay.
Honestly,
that's
I might
not-
not lower it, to be honest.
Don't
Yeah.
lower it.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Well, depending on your suspension, will put you in a different bracket as well too.
Potentially, it has the DCC springs, so I'm really comfortable with that right now.
Yeah.
I ran that low life and didn't really love it. I
Yeah.
understand the performance aspect of it and enjoyed that part, but
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty well.
It's
stock height.
different when you're tracking
Yeah.
and then when you're daily driving, right? Because daily driving's too low. You're kind of like, ah.
Again, that fresh arrow, I don't really want to scrape it up yet.
Yeah.
Well, even tracking. Like I remember when I tried the SCCA, there was MR2s. I was lowered and on suspension, and I thought I was hot shit because I had springs, the whole suspension done, and then there was MR2s that were kind of stock height, and they were
Yeah.
just killing it, and they were non-turbo. I was turbo, and they were just killing me on the track, and I was like, what? They knew it. They knew what they're
Yeah.
doing.
That's where
So,
driver mod comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and then sometimes the non-turbos are a little bit better for track racing because you
torquier,
less
and then
torque. You don't
the
have
suspension.
to spin
It
out.
was they had it set. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
The front end I remember was a little higher than the back end, and I mean they
What-
set it up.
One of the fastest cars I've seen at the track were C6s.
Corvettes, yeah.
Yeah, they're like stock. They're amazing cars for track racing.
And they're big.
Yeah.
They're not light or
But they're
small.
not though. Have you ever put one up against another car? They're actually not.
They just
Yes.
look
Yeah,
big.
they just look wide, but they're actually
just a
pretty small.
But I think their like center of gravity is like perfect.
Yeah.
For-
yeah, 'cause
for
the transmission in the
tracking.
back.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
built.
Yeah, you're gonna come autocross with me? Yeah.
The
Yeah.
C6.
They won't let me. It's
Why?
a vert, and I don't have
Oh.
a roll bar.
Oh, you have a convertible.
Yeah, it's a
So,
vert.
so
Yeah.
it's time to get a row bar. So
Wait, you can get the hoops, right?
Yeah.
You gotta know a
The
guy.
problem is Corvette tax,
Just autocross Kermit.
right? No, I just need to finish my.
You got the
tech ride.
Integra,
what do
dude.
you
Yeah, it just.
That
do
too.
you mean by
That
it?
too.
what do you mean by Corvette tax?
It's just expensive.
Oh, gotcha.
A roll bar for the Corvette is
Oh.
over $2,000.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like the Land Cruiser tax.
There's a tax to it.
That's why bumpers are so expensive.
The
Oh.
Euro tax, the German tax,
Yeah.
the car
cheese
hobby
tax.
tax.
So stay in the 80s, 90s. You're not in that tax bracket. You're
Yeah,
in the
but then
cheap
you're
bracket.
sourcing parts. And
Yeah.
Now it's getting
limited
now it's
availability.
getting expensive.
Yeah.
All the 90s cars, right? 80s cars are getting so expensive.
Yeah. So Paige, you mentioned that your car rides like a go-kart
Yes.
and you have go-kart experience,
I
right?
do. I have a go-karting background. It was back in the day. There was quite a break before getting into this racing, but it is like a go-kart. It's a giant go-kart, honestly. That's what I'm loving about autocross. That's why I've done track day. I'm addicted. Honestly, I can't say it enough.
Yeah.
Like, I had to say yes to this opportunity. I'm so grateful for it. I just want to go fast. Go
Nice.
fast, don't die.
Quote of the night.
Hey. I can't help it. But yes, it's a giant go-kart. I I miss go-karting days. It taught me a lot of race etiquette and race skill.
Yeah.
And it is just honing in on those skills here in the sim and just improving across the board, applying it to autocross. I'm like taking the lessons. It goes back and forth. It's just building those skills. And I'm, again, grateful for it. I can't say it enough.
Awesome. All right.
Really
And
quickly wanted to touch on something that she said, because I just wanted to bring up and reiterate how much the sim driving and a proper sim setup, like what Jessie has set up here, positively impacts your driving in real life. It is something that directly translates for me. Even my boyfriend, who has a sim at home and he's been sim driving, like in his daily, he drives better because of now the lines that he's used to driving in the sim. So it's not, that just kind of, to reiterate, it's not just a game. It is something that can be used as a true viable tool for that real life racing.
Yeah.
Directly experienced already.
how's his sim setup compared to the one here?
At home.
Well, it does the job.
Yeah,
it
'cause
does the job.
I've seen somewhere, you know, this is basic build that they've done out of like 2x4 and, you know, just like Logitech pedals.
Yeah.
And then I've seen some that cost like a lot of money.
I mean, the ones here are for sale. We do sell them, I believe. Am I wrong?
You can buy a whole turnkey package from us: computer, cockpit, everything. Turn it on, get ready to go race. About $12,000,
Wow.
Yeah.
which is kind of low middle of the road. I mean, you start throwing on haptics or motion. There's people who've spent 30,000-40,000 plus on sim racing setups, because I mean, you get some of these really big hydraulic units and giant monitors and things. There's $100,000 setups that people have in their house out there, and then you look at professional ones, driver and loop, which is basically almost zero latency. It's as accurate as you can get. You use different sim models than we have access to, and those are $1 million simulators.
Wow.
But you can start on your couch, at a coffee table, on a console, for like $350.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I'll say his is not the cost or the build of Jesse's, and yet he can still consistently get within, I think he said about a second of his times that he can put at the Sims here. And there's a multi-$1,000 difference between those setups.
Yeah.
So it's like you do spend more to get more, but also you can accomplish very close to that using a less expensive setup. You just kind of work your way up.
Oh, cool. Is he part of the crew over here at Camber and Caster?
Not yet, but he joins me sometimes when I come over here.
Cool.
Yeah,
Now, as far as
we allow our members to bring, family members and guests. We encourage everyone to race. We're not closed off to like, oh, well, you don't have a membership here. You can't step to that door. No, we want to let people.
Here, wait for me outside the front door.
You can watch from the window.
Don't even look in the window.
We've got a monitor in the window. They can see what goes on in here.
Oh, that's good.
Well, Kat and Gabe doesn't like me coming over here.
Now, as far as
like the gatekeep.
practicing, do you guys practice at home, practice here? How does that work?
We're here about twice a week, I know, at least for a lot of us when we can. We are working adults with
And you guys
busy
all
lives.
come together like as a team? And
Different days. We have our team meetings once a week.
Which is Thursday, so right today, right?
Yeah, so
This is our meeting.
This is our meeting for the week.
Cool.
That's pretty committed then. So you guys are here probably maybe 2 to 3 times a week?
As often as we can.
As often.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you guys are pretty local up North County?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of us, absolutely.
Within 30 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, we've been training for the next week's race for over a month now. Getting to learn the car. was-
This week, it's Saturday.
Sorry, training for a month.
Oh,
The
yeah,
past
yeah,
month,
yeah.
For this Saturday.
For this Saturday.
So you guys watching this, it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, so we can't even stream, like,
find
Yeah.
the next
because
one.
they said they could stream it.
Yeah. So go back in time. You can stream it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, the replay will be there.
Oh,
It'll
there
be
you go.
on
Yeah.
the Init channel, INIT, on Twitch.
Okay.
All right. Make sure you text me that so that way I can put it in the link.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And then what do you daily drive, Ross?
I drive a Hyundai Ioniq 5 SEL.
Brand new.
2002.
Brand new.
Or in 2022.
I was like, they invent them in 2002.
Isn't it the new car?
No. But it goes 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds and has 320 horsepower. It is like way too much fun to drive.
320?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I know. I looked it up this week because I was like, wow, this thing is kind of fast.
Is that a hybrid or is that electric?
It's electric.
Okay.
No more oil changes.
So-
no more fluids.
Can you tell she's hyped?
I love love
man,
the front end on those. I really like the front end on those. They remind me of a DeLorean, the first model that came out. I can't think of how the second model looks, but the first time I saw it on the road, I'm like, is that a DeLorean with updated headlights? And it was Ionic.
I was just trying to pronounce the name correctly.
Ionic.
Ionic. I know.
See the
I
letters,
pronounce it
I'm
right?
like,
for a while.
what does that say?
But I've also had like over the years, I had a Mark 6 GTI that was like heavily modded
Oh wow.
with a LS engine body
What?
kit.
Oh wow.
My ex and I were friends with Jamie Orcayuro. He's in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. He's a Volkswagen heavy duty rebuild.
Wait, you had a Mark 6 GTI Volkswagen with the LS swap in it?
So we had to rebuild the engine bay to fit it.
Wow.
And then
That's huge.
Yeah.
and,
That's what I
and a
was-
turbo.
that's what I was like, did I hear that right?
And, I know, and now I'm on an electric car because
Wow,
it was
big.
traumatizing. And then we converted it to right-hand drive.
Oh, fun.
So Jamie helped us because he has shipping containers all over Europe, and it took him only 3 weeks to find the same year, same model, same color, and that was in a rear end accident. And so when the shipping container filled, he just shipped it to Pennsylvania. So we got firewall, dash, and mirrors because the mirrors are oriented to where you sit. They have different motors.
Yeah.
And then it was like 5 months of in the
Swap.
shop. Like my ex and I bought it, and we drove it to the shop, and that was it. And then we didn't see
Wow.
it for 5 months.
That's dedication buying a new car.
But after that, it was like, and then I had Astrovan. That shit was the best fucking shit. That was the
You know,
best fucking
I've
shit.
been wanting to get an
That was the
Astrovan.
best fucking shit.
I wanted to get an
That was the coolest car
Astrovan.
yet. That beat the Volkswagen.
I like vans.
Yeah.
I mean,
Vans are the
well,
shit.
not. Well, let's get it clear. Not the newer
Not
ones
the
that
new,
Billy
yeah.
G drives.
Yeah.
I like old vans.
Yeah. That I've been telling my wife, I'm like, dude, I want to get an Astrovan. They come
It
in
was
4-wheel
the
drive,
best shit.
4.3,
Yeah.
That was
V6.
That was part of the reason I got the Astrovan because the GTI was only front wheel drive, and we were living in Seattle at the time. And at the time, I was working at K2 skis and snowboards, so we'd have to go to the mountains all the time
Yeah.
for photo shoots,
So you need
video
some
shoots,
all-wheel
and
drive.
testing. And so we camper van built out the Astrovan, and it's
Oh,
bigger.
cool.
It's like Astrovans are like the middle van. They're
Yeah.
bigger than a midi van, but
Yeah.
smaller than a cargo
Then,
van.
yeah.
And then that was great because we could like charge stuff in there for shoots or for like bike races or like people could change clothes, bring camera equipment, shit like that. It was super. Get an old Astro, and that was the car I first learned how to like fix stuff on because everything's like A, B, just plug in.
Yeah.
But the Astro
It's
van
the
was
logical, in other
coolest.
words.
Yeah.
It was super cool, and we put like a lift kit on it and like
Oh,
all this
cool.
fun stuff. Get an old Astro van or like
Yeah.
any old car.
I mean,
I'm a
essentially, it's
fan
an
of vans.
S10.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like I like the big Fords. They lift, diesel.
Though the Econolines.
Yeah, you could go camping in, and
Yeah. That's
and
a
then I
big
like
thing
the
right
old
now.
ones. My dad had an old Dodge with a big V8.
Dude, my
Remember?
grandpa had. You
Used to
remember?
pull it.
Remember you driving that Dodge van I used to
Yeah,
drive around?
yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Dude, those are cool. You pull you're driving, and you can pull and adjust your carburetor and close it while you're
It
driving.
must be nice. That
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Astro van actually was the most fun. It was the most fun. Definitely had and it was all wheel drive too.
Yeah.
And actually, it could. I could do donuts in it too.
Damn.
It was
When it was empty.
I mean, I
the
just
back.
had everything weighted low on it, so it was
Okay.
fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nina, what do you daily drive?
My daily is a 2022 Encore Buick.
Encore Buick. Hey, those are pretty comfortable.
They are extremely comfortable in the front anyway. My family says the back seats aren't.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
Yeah, they're very small. That's why I got her. She's smaller than my mom's Prius, so I didn't know that cars could be fun to drive. I've always only seen them as get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And then I went to a couple car meets, and it turns out you can have a lot of fun in cars.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, cars are.
Ask her about her new project.
Oh, you got a project?
So I just bought a 97 1.8 liters Miata, NA Miata.
Oh.
You'll have to excuse
That's
me
a
on,
go-kart.
Yes, it is a go-kart.
Yeah.
Yeah. My head
That is
sticks over the windshield on those.
Oh, you don't. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
And his arm touches the ground while he's driving.
Yeah, so I spent 6 years in Japan, and so I'm very used to like really compact cars. And coming back
okay.
out here within the last year, it's just been the cars are too big, frankly.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
scare the bejesus out of me.
The
so.
Miatas are great cars.
Yes, that's what I've heard. And I mean, it was mostly vanity for me because the pop-up headlights, the smiley face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I consider myself a pretty emotionally driven person,
Yeah.
so I laid eyes on them. Actually,
Have you driven it yet?
I've driven her a couple of times. She is turbocharged.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
But without a tune, so she runs rough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have
Yeah.
to fill in.
It's no joke. Get a tune right away because you don't want to mount those pistons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
We've
want
done
to
that.
return her back to stock. Actually,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't. I just learned how to drive a manual as well, and she's up on Palomar right now. So I just don't think
You'll have more fun. You can take the turbo off, save it for later.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
as NA,
Yeah.
and you go hit the track with it, you'll love it. So sometimes the turbo is great. I love turbo cars, but if you want to concentrate on track racing, I would say take baby steps and
Yeah,
concentrate like with a really low horsepower car and really hit, get into those turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as soon as you put the turbo on it,
That lag.
you're
Another
gonna
beast.
just oversteer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I also got her because she's considered to be very easy to work on. You mentioned
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a 90s car.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no background in cars or mechanics, so part of the motivation was like, well, this is something that I can fix up.
Yeah.
And she has plenty to fix.
Nice. Yeah, when I graduated from high school, one of my first projects was I turbocharged one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. I put the turbo all together, and I went to test drive it. That's when I found out I don't really fit in those cars. So I was like, oh, because I thought about getting one. So
Yeah.
6 foot what?
yeah.
6 foot something?
No, I'm just 6 foot.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like barely like right there like that.
They're little
Yeah.
cars.
Little
Yeah.
compact.
But they're cool cars, and they're a lot of fun. So you'll have a blast with that.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
What's your plans with it?
So that's a really good question. I just replaced the steering rack bushings, the rack and pinion bushings. Her exhaust system is homemade. We found out that the alternator, the bolt is like they're 75% of the way out, so the alternator is just kind of. There's a lot of loose wires.
That's performance. So when you punch it, it pops up, and it takes away least resistance, rotating resistance.
Yes.
Belt comes off mid race. You don't need it anyways.
No, it's just, what is it called? Drop in weight?
Yeah, exactly.
Cutting weight or something
Yeah.
like that.
Weight reduction.
Weight reduction. Thank you.
I got you.
And then the turbo, I believe it's an L13, LS13, something like that. No.
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
There's tons of different turbos.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's got that, and she's got a fuel management unit, and my understanding is that that's not ideal for a turbocharged car, so that needs to get.
I don't know. Well, you do have to have
want,
fuel
Yeah,
management.
you do want that if it's an aftermarket turbo. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause you want to be able to tune your engine.
So you're saying she? So I take it she has a name.
She does not have a name yet.
Okay.
She needs some body work as well, and so I don't want to name her.
That's me. I need body work.
But she will be named. My Buick's name is Sparklebug because she has like a rainbow
Metallic?
glitter. Yeah,
Okay.
she's black.
Is it like red?
No, she's
Oh,
black.
oh, black.
But in the sunshine, she glitters. like a
Yeah,
rainbow.
she has
Bless you.
She has like a metallic color. So
Yes.
Nice.
Makes
Little
sense.
flakes.
That's cool. Oh, you're gonna have fun with a Miata.
Yeah.
Those are fun to drive.
I have fun with my Buick too. I take her up to Palomar. The tires screech. I feel like she's gonna tip over like a cow.
So I take it. A few you go to Palomar together then? Because who was saying they're going to Palomar? You do?
I host a
So-
Palomar cruise once a month.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were doing that until I blew up my 300Z.
Yeah.
That's the guy that used to go with me.
Are you gonna build it?
Yeah, I just got to put the engine. I don't have time right
You
now.
mentioned that earlier. Yeah, she's in an auto class. She was gonna help out with that, right?
Oh, there you go.
It's supposed to be a thing with me and my kids, so I'm going to
Oh,
teach
that's
them how to
Love that.
put the engine in and do that stuff. But more than likely, it's just going to be me one weekend, just get it done.
With your
Really
helpful
about the free child
supervisors.
labor.
Yeah, so
Kids are
it's-
gonna disappear.
yeah, they're going to come out, and then next thing I know, I'm just like they're gone. So
You're like wrench.
yeah,
Just ask for water every hour.
yeah, it has to be something like that. But Gabe's going to help me out. Supposedly, probably not.
Who brings the beer? Somebody, right?
Emotional
Yeah.
support, maybe.
Now, usually when I get like focused, because I've
Everything
changed
else is
out
gone.
full engines before, so it's not my first rodeo. And it's once I just get there, and it's just next thing you know, it's
Yeah.
out, other one in, and
That's
try
the
to get it
same
going.
hyper focus, right?
Yeah.
We're in that flow
Lock
state
in.
while we're sim racing.
Yeah.
Over here.
Get in the zone.
But
Oh shit.
All right. What was I gonna say? Oh, you mentioned that you're a newbie, but you're attending Palomar,
Yes.
and what was it? Was it the mechanic course or something?
It's I feel like the name is automatic, or what's it called?
Automotive.
Thank you.
There you go.
Automotive shop experience course. So
that's
I'm
cool.
taking the summer session, which is a month long. It's 4 days a week, and it's
Oh,
run
wow.
exactly like a shop. So you have your crew, the students in the class. People bring in cars, make appointments, and you need to diagnose and fix the problem and
Oh,
get it
really?
up and running. And it's very, I'm not going to say hands off, because we have an incredible instructor and an incredible assistant who are on deck to always help you and walk you through things and explain things to you. But in terms of like the administrative procedures, the work orders, the time management, how you divvy up the work, and then what steps you decide to take, they're there to guide you, but they really want you to use your brain and think like, okay, there's a tube, there's something coming out of the tube.
Yeah.
What do we want to do here?
Yeah.
How is that affecting the car?
Yeah.
So like I mentioned, I don't have any experience really in working on cars. And this is what I'm hoping will give me a good foundation to be able to fix up the Miata, mostly by myself, I would hope.
That's
Okay.
Cool.
That's cool. And then you were saying I take it like your boyfriend's helping you out or something, or you
Yes.
mentioned that?
So I
Is he in the cars too?
He is very much into cars. He's actually the one who introduced me to the car culture scene. And we just turboed his Miata. I helped out with replacing the clutch and the transmission as well, and a bunch of other really neat things. So that's really helped me put my best foot forward in the class, actually, because like people have talked about here, it's so overwhelming. Like my first time when I showed up, not just for the sim racing, like the language that you guys use is quite frankly a language.
Yeah.
And there's like acronyms and just parts and things that I still go over my head. So just spending time in that environment, like Roz mentioned, with people who speak that, you start to naturally absorb some of it. And I think that's allowed me to make sense of a lot of things. And I'm like, oh, wait, I do know what that is. It's like the master cylinder. And oh, the brakes, this is how you replace them, and these are the different components.
Yeah.
Well, you can also say that's the chingadera right there. You can get away with that.
Yeah. Universal term.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a technical term.
anything.
As you get more into it, you'll start using terms like, oh, yeah, and you start making noise. It's starting to go,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then, so non-normal people are like, what's that? And, someone like us, oh, it sounds like your bushings are squeaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ability to just diagnose, like the professor will come by and he'll just be like, oh, like this is what's going on based on this sound, and that's absolutely incredible to see. I am very, I think, noise oriented as well. So in the case of like tightening down bolts or anything, it's like and then you're good.
Yeah. Oh, so you do
low nut?
3 uga-dugas.
Ugga-dugga.
That too.
Ugga-duggas.
Ugga-duggas.
I will say this. I used to be all about that when I was younger. Now I'm all about torquing the wheels.
Torque to spec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I used to be against it. Stupid. Just hit like 3 uga-dugas. Right.
Yeah.
But now it's like, whoa. When you break off a stud and then you got to pull that whole hub apart to just replace it.
I know.
There's a reason
Yes.
for torque spec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Big. Yeah.
Torque to
me personally, I have an iPhone, so I put all my stuff in notes. So each car that I have, including my wife's, I'll put like the year, the VIN number, the license plate, and then torque specs.
Nice.
So any kind of torque spec I go back to, so it's just real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a plan to put a whiteboard in my garage, or either paint the wall like that, that whiteboard.
whiteboard.
Yeah,
Whiteboard material.
then that way I can write stuff down on it.
That's also an aspect that I really enjoy, is that there is it's almost like mathematics, where there is a formula to get the result that you want, and you can follow it step by step, number by number. Like the torque, you know exactly what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to feel like. It really itches something in my brain where it's like a puzzle that you're putting together.
And you bring that up like mathematics, automotive, you have to have a good foundation.
Yes.
If you don't have a good foundation, you're going to be a crappy mechanic right? So make sure you have that strong foundation and know the basics, and you'll have it down. It'll be great.
And go the extra step.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
double check your work. In other words.
Yeah.
You know, I know that from experience.
Yeah.
Double check those lug nuts. Double check the
Oil filter.
oil filter
stuff.
for the day.
I've had to take off my skid plates a second time because I'm like, did I tighten down the oil filter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Right? Use torque markers, but sometimes you just don't.
It's the cheapest tool.
It's like
so
9 o'clock at
Yeah.
night, and you got to still pack for your trip, and
It was supposed to be like a 30-minute job. You're on hour 3. You haven't eaten. It's
Yeah.
hot.
so someone says they're gonna come by and they help and they don't. Gabe, something we missed.
Can I just say thank you to Coach Jesse? We love and appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for all of your teachings in the sim rigs with us, being so patient, saying all the right things, being so supportive, and giving us the space to be women in motorsport, which we need more of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
thank
I
you guys
agree.
for having us, by the way.
Oh no, thanks for coming on. I know we got this new thing. We just started YouTube, right?
Yeah,
And the past 2.5 years we've been doing just audio only.
Podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to get out and record like crews like you, and I think it's awesome. The whole sim racing to me is it blows my mind, right? Because I could have did some racing when the
still
Grand Theft
can.
Auto.
You
Still
can.
I'm past my prime. I'm past my prime.
Camber and Caster's catchphrase.
I know. You still can. Don't let your old age stop
Your
you.
age stop you.
Yeah.
Camber and Caster makes you faster.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great
Nice.
one for you.
Hey, wow.
Remembered that
There
one.
you go.
Forgot?
That's a good one.
I didn't forget. I
Okay,
came up
okay.
with it.
Oh,
Is
that's
there
funny.
do you guys have Instagram or a Facebook for the team that you guys want to promote, or
Oh yeah, do you have a team Instagram?
Not the team yet. We're still trying to grow the main Instagram, so we're just kind of running everything through there. Eventually there'll be a separate team one. We have a CXC racing that will launch soon, but right now as we're just trying to grow our main account where we kind of keep everything in here. But everyone has their own individual, and we all cross promote and do those good things.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, there will be the links to each of their Instagrams.
Go, give us all a follow.
which is your Instagram?
Ours is Camber and Caster, so and AND.
Okay.
Once you see our logo on there,
Facebook.
that's-
You guys have a Facebook too?
Facebook,
I think that's
Instagram,
a little-
TikTok, Twitter, YouTube,
Twitch.
Twitch,
Oh.
GeoCities.
Oh, you
Oh wow! Bring out the old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 people here that would have remembered that. It's just-
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the old guys. I
The
guess.
old guy.
I'm glad you did. I would have felt really old if you didn't.
Cool, ladies. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to see videos of the sim. We're gonna probably post them up. I know Jesse's gonna give me some. We'll have that on some of the YouTube as we go through.
We'll have some clips,
Yeah.
some highlights, some lowlights. Hopefully some podiums and some wins from this weekend.
Heck yeah, that's what I want to see. Hey, so do you get like a trophy if you win like the sim or something?
In years past, they've put people onto their professional team, and I know there's at least one driver that they put into Porsche Carrera Cup. So I mean,
Wow.
if we end up putting a driver in a Carrera Cup, I'll be pretty happy. With
Yeah,
that.
so
hell
keep tuned because
if not, I'll make a trophy.
Love that.
cool. Thank you for joining us, ladies. We appreciate it. And you're watching, subscribe, like, leave a comment.
Bye.
Thank you.